Welcome, everyone, to another exciting episode of the Roundtable Network News. I'm the franchise player, Double B Battle. That right there is your boy, Double J, Josh James. Welcome, everyone. It is that day, and that episode. It is episode number 23, like the pair of shoes in my closet, representing Michael Jordan. That's right, number 23, Roundtable episode of the Network News. And Josh.
Yes.
How are you doing today?
Doing good. It was a busy day today, but, it's been a good day. Can't complain.
Hey, man, it is the wrestling news, like we always say, never stops.
Never stops at all.
But before we start, I want to say this. Wrestling Twitter, the IWC, and a lot of other things have been running rampant over the last, few days.
Mm-hmm.
I want to discuss, how can I say this? I want to discuss something that is very near and dear to me. When we come on here every day and we talk about wrestling news,
mm-hmm.
we quote the person that actually broke the story. Most of our stuff comes from like Sean Ross Sapp or Mike Johnson from PW Insider or anyone else on those wrestling news networks.
Yeah,
I want to let everyone know that we don't spread false hope here. We don't spread false narratives, gossip, lies. Everything that we talk about here has been thoroughly vetted by several people. And I want to let the IWC and everyone else that watches the show know that these news reports are actual factual.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of people, we actually credit the people who work hard to get these stories, just like we do.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, I want to thank everyone in the wrestling industry that has given us the opportunity to come on here, spread the news, spread the joy, and just, I love this industry. I love being able to talk to you guys about this industry. So does Josh.
I do.
So, that's why I just want to get that out of the way because there's been a lot of drama going on in the wrestling scene. And I saw today on Fightful, Ibu, who was in the center of a lot of this stuff, being very professional. He's a guy that I look up to in this industry, owning up to the mistakes and fixing those mistakes. And that's the way it should be in professional wrestling. So shout out to them. Let's get to the news, Josh.
All right. But also another serious topic that's going on. If you guys saw what happened on Raw last night with the tag team title match, JD McDonough took a horrible bump.
Hellacious.
It was so bad. We can't show it because of copyright, but it's most likely on their YouTube channel or Twitter, so go check it out. But JD did post, and it's right here. First off, thanks to everyone for the messages and the concern. I'm good. I've got a couple of broken ribs, a punctured lung, so I'm going to be out for a couple of months. All things considered, it could have been a lot worse. It really could have been a lot worse, but thank God he's okay. So I'm grateful that see ya in a bit.
Look, man, as a professional wrestler, I will tell you, I've taken some crazy ass bumps.
Mm-hmm.
Some crazy bumps. Just like Mike Johnson from PW Insider, who will credit for this story as well.
Yeah.
JD posted the injury update. That insanely bumped it. Look, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Moonsaults off the top rope to the outside are dangerous.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did a moonsault off the top rope to the outside, hit the moonsault, and snapped the back of his head on that mahogany ring that commentary table.
Yeah,
that they kept saying week after week after week. It's reinforced. That he hit that table so hard. And I'm gonna tell you right now, JD McDonough, say what you will about him. That guy got back up, got back in the ring, and went 9 minutes and 38 seconds longer than he should have.
Yeah, he should have just been out of the match. Have Carlito replace him.
Look, as a wrestler, we get out there and the adrenaline gets pumping, and the crowd's popping behind us, and we're excited about it. Sometimes injuries happen and we don't even care. I wrestled on a broken heel for like 5 months. I thought it was just a sprained ankle. I would biofreeze and tape it up, go out there and wrestle. And it got to the point where I went to the hospital. They're like, yo, How long you been wrestling on this broken thing? You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about. It's not broken. He's like, yeah, look, So shout out to JD McDonough, man. Get well. Take all the time you need. Trust me, wrestling will
Yeah.
when you come back.
Yeah, definitely. Get well, my friend. Go follow him and show some love and support on Twitter.
Right, at JD McDonough on Twitter. Speaking of injuries, let's talk about Dakota Kai.
Oh no. This
Also,
makes me
courtesy of
sketchy.
Mike Johnson from PW Insider, Dakota Kai has been diagnosed with a concussion.
Oh,
Numerous
geez.
WWE sources have confirmed that she will be out of the ring until she passes the complete concussion protocols. So this Saturday's Royal Rumble, I was looking forward to seeing Dakota Kai in it. But let's just be honest, man. If you have a concussion, get well.
Yeah. Concussion's a big deal.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying that when JD McDonough walked backstage, fans have got video footage of him collapsing. Like, that's serious. Well, let me explain to you. Concussions are like losing brain cells. Like, just imagine that. Like, your brain. I'll give you an example of a concussion. This is my cup. This is my cup with ice in it.
Mm.
That's your brain. Not good. Not good. Anyway, yeah. So, man, but let's get to some good news.
Yes.
Let's get to some good news. Let me tell you about the WWE. Ever since their move to Netflix, people have been like, wow, I wonder how they're doing. I wonder how they're doing. Dude, can I just tell you that January 20th Raw drew 3 million viewers for that week.
Dang.
Okay. Now, let's talk about Saturday night's main event. Saturday night's main event drew us on this podcast a viewership of 508 people watching us talk about. Just watching us talk about Saturday night's main event. Well, Peacock had 1.4 million viewers live on that Saturday night's main event last Saturday.
Wow.
Dude, let me tell you. This is courtesy of Fightful Select. Jeremy Lambert on Fightful. Viewership and ratings information for WWE Saturday night's main event on January 25th. WrestleNomics, courtesy of WrestleNomics as well, reports that Saturday night's main event on January 25th drew a 1.494 million views on NBC.
Ooh.
Now keep in mind this is down. This is down a little bit from the 1.590 million viewers. So that Saturday's show scored a 0.33 rating in the 18 to 49 demographic, which is down from 0.42 demographic in December. But viewership numbers do not include the simulcast on Peacock. That's just on NBC. That wasn't even the numbers combined with Peacock. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
that show, look, during these segments, Shawn Michaels hits the sweet chin music on Kevin Owens. 1.2 million people viewed that. Jacob Fatu, friend of the channel. Bloody's Braun Strowman with a vicious attack. 844,000 people viewed that. The main event match between Gunther and Jey Uso had a 527,000 viewership. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, 409,000 viewership. Braun Breaker, Sheamus, 174,000 views. Dude, that is a lot of fans that have watched that on Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, wow.
Man, so like I said, that right there is courtesy of Jeremy Lambert and Fightful Select.
You know, I just gotta say, since WWE Raw went on Netflix, I've been loving watching the show. Like last night when it ended, we were all surprised. Like, wait, that was it? Like it kind of felt like, oh, we kind of wanted more. We wanted more. What was going on?
Well, we were also confused.
Yeah. It was confusing. It was confusing, but that also shows us that we've been enjoying Raw, because like I remember when we used to say we watched Raw, so you
don't have
to.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah.
Oh man, seems like it was yesterday.
I know, right?
Oh man. Speaking of seeming like it was yesterday. Oh God. This right here also courtesy of Fightful Select. Robert DeFelice and Colin Tesserer. I hope I said his name right. If I didn't, I apologize.
Sorry about that.
They talked about Tessa Blanchard's comments on potentially wrestling Charlotte Flair. Okay. Tessa Blanchard and Charlotte Flair are two daughters of the founding members of the original Four Horsemen. We're talking about Tully Blanchard and the Nature Boy Flair. Thus far, their paths have never crossed. Tessa wrestled in TNA, helped build TNA. She just returned to TNA as TNA is entering a multi-year partnership with the WWE. She remains open about the possibility of potentially wrestling the Queen Charlotte Flair. Tessa Blanchard was asked about this potential match during an interview with on the DeFalco podcast. Blanchard kept her answers pretty simple, saying this: "Hey, I never say no." Tessa Blanchard from back then, who wasn't afraid of any man, any woman, big, small, tall, or short, whatever. I don't back down from any challenge. So hey, if you put it there, I'm going to seize the opportunity. So, I mean, Tessa Blanchard, Charlotte Flair. Do people want to see that? Me personally, no.
I kind of do, in a way. I kind of do. But again, like I told you, if the whole controversial thing that did not happen with Tessa, I guarantee we would have had it. But with the whole thing of Tessa, with the whole controversial background and what she said, I don't know if that would work now, but that would be up to WWE and Charlotte if they wanted to. And also, I know the fans are not going to want to see it. There are some fans that probably want to see it. I kind of do, because I'm always kind of curious how the matches would turn out. But I want to hear from what the people would think. I want to know what they would think. How would they feel about this match?
I mean, I'm gonna let me go back and say this. Let me go back the right way and talk about this. As a professional wrestler, do I think that'd be a great match? Fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte's great. Tessa Blanchard's great. Personality wise, some of the racial comments that she's made and the way she's bullied people in the locker room allegedly. Like, I don't think that people will want to watch that because of the bias towards her because of all of this, that, and the other thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that wrestling fans will be curious about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's professional wrestling. Never say never. You never know what's going to happen. We might get, she might be like, yeah, let's go. Or, yeah, I'm not really into this. Or, I would like to try this. Or, I'm not really trying to do that. We don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I can really say about it, I guess. It's wrestling. Yeah. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. It is wrestling. RASSLIN wrestling.
But I also feel like, and again, I could be blinded by this because I've said this before, I'm a believer in second chances.
Yeah.
This could be me saying this, but I feel like Tess is actually trying to fix everything that she even knows that she kind of screwed up in the past. But again, it's allegedly other things she said, so I don't know what else. We weren't there, but in my opinion, I'm a believer in second chances. So in my opinion, I think she's trying. I think she is.
Well, you know what? Never say never.
Yeah.
Speaking of never say never, Jordan Grace. This is courtesy of Mike Johnson from PW Insider and Fightful Select. They are reporting that Jordan Grace has officially signed with the WWE. And I mean, I said this the other day. She's the Juggernaut she will be in the Survivor. I mean, she will be in the Royal Rumble this Saturday. PW Insider can independently confirm that as of this report last week, Grace flew to the Performance Center right after TNA Genesis, which she literally attacked Tessa Blanchard, or the other way around.
Yeah.
After Genesis, she flew there on Tuesday and was believed to have finalized her contract. So Grace has canceled all independent wrestling appearances this weekend in Texas. WWE sources have confirmed that she will be in Indianapolis this weekend. So I'm pretty sure she's expected to be debuting on the main roster. But there's more, because I saw somewhere earlier. Let me make sure. There's a rumor that Jonathan Gresham was offered a coaching position backstage,
Oh,
and also he's a free agent. He was also offered a opportunity to compete on NXT, just like Lindsay Dorado, who accepted the position as a coach at the Performance Center. So if Jonathan Gresham does sign a contract where he can work, both NXT, TNA, if he decides to take that contract, he'll be there with his wife,
yeah.
which is pretty good. So I mean, there are so many things that could happen. There's also news about Hukuleo, possibly. We'll see at the Performance Center. This is a rumor. This is not confirmed facts, ladies and gentlemen. This is a rumor. I like to state that from the gate because I don't want anyone coming back at it and saying, "Oh, the roundtable said that this is happening." No, this is a rumor that has been said. So, like I said, a lot of cool things are happening in professional wrestling. I'm really excited about the prospect of people showing up this Saturday at the Rumble. I mean, that's like the Rumble and WrestleMania. The Rumble and the Raw after Mania are the two most exciting things for me at the beginning of the year, because you never know who's going to show up in the Rumble.
That's true. That's always my favorite
And
part.
it used to be, I mean, it hasn't been that way in the last couple of years, but it used to be when that Raw after Mania is when you had all the call-ups, when you had all the surprises, we had people showing up. There's been rumors that Nikki Bella is trying to come back. There's rumors, so many rumors and innuendos about professional wrestling, what's going on. That's why the Royal Rumble has always been so. The Rumble and the Raw after Mania have always been like my highlights for me.
Yeah. I have a feeling that we're going to get some good returns for the Raw Rumble this year. I have that gut feeling inside. Like I feel like we're going to get some good returns, or maybe some call-ups.
Well, like I said, there's been a lot of talk, So like Jonathan Gresham's contract coming up. Like I said, his contract, his most recent match was like, his most recent match with TNA took place in December. We're now mid-January, end of January, about to be in February in a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, let's talk about that. Like Jonathan Gresham's a former Ring of Honor World Champion. The dude left AEW because of his differences with Tony Khan. He signed with TNA, had a good run in TNA. Let's just hope that like things happen, man. And when things happen, we see the octopus, man. We see him in WWE.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm rooting for him, and if the rumors are true, that's great. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I love it, man. Let's also talk about some stuff. Courtesy PW Insider, John Cena hasn't made an appearance in the WWE since announcing his Royal Rumble, and PW Insider says that because he's been in Budapest, Hungary, filming the Matchbox movie, that he won't be. That's why he hasn't been making appearances. WWE has also started discussing creative for Asuka, her return. That's courtesy of Fightful Select. Those plans include a potential tag team match, but the idea was scrapped. No word when Asuka would be back. The site was unable to confirm if Asuka resumed training or if her status for the Rumble is still going on, so we don't know. These are all rumors of the day, by the way. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things that could happen.
I'm hoping for Asuka to return at the Rumble. I miss Asuka. Haven't seen her since Backlash in France. I believe that was the last time we saw her.
Yeah, I think so.
And hopefully maybe like Alexa Bliss making a return. She hasn't been in WWE since 2022.
Yeah, I mean, she took time off because she was pregnant and all that stuff. But I mean,
which is smart, I think, in my opinion.
Let's hope she comes back soon, because it's been a long time since we ever got us. So Jesus, man. We had a story courtesy of Wrestling Inc. Eric Mutter from Wrestling Inc. talks about AEW star MVP offering up an update on his in-ring future. After 2.5 years of absence, MVP has put his wrestling boots on again on a primetime TV, teaming with the Hurt Syndicate stablemates Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin to defeat Mark Briscoe and Private Party. We saw that in last week's AEW Dynamite Maximum Carnage. 2 weeks ago. That coupled with 2 independent appearances in the latter part of 2024. Some people are wondering if that's like a signal of a prominent return to the ring. And this is what he had to say. On Tuesday afternoon, he appeared to answer that question, taken to Blue Sky. MVP revealed that he was planning to continue wrestling, but not full-time, instead opting to periodically get in the ring. The reason for this is because he wanted to remind certain people who has referred to him who he refers to as pissants, that he could still be a threat in the ring. This is what MVP said on Twitter, on Blue Sky. I plan to wrestle periodically, just remind these pissants that I'm still legit threat in the ring. I'm the spokesman for the Hurt Syndicate, and sometimes I speak with my fist. Man, let's go. So far the dynamic of the Hurt Syndicate has been working like really great in AEW. Shelton Benjamin has a strong comeback after feeling repressed in the WWE for a while. Trust me, I feel that too. Bobby Lashley entered promotion, picking up a massive singles victory over former World Heavyweight Champion Stuart Strickland. Right now, the group's high point came last Wednesday when Lashley and Shelton Benjamin beat Private Party very convincingly for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, giving Lashley his first ever Tag Team Championship.
And you know what? I thought his first title would be like a singles title. I think all of us did, actually. But you know what? I think they're going to go on the good route. I think they're pushing these guys first with the tag titles and then give them a singles title run. Guys, I'm all supportive of them winning the titles. I'm happy that they won. Feel sorry for Private Party, though.
Yeah, Private Party, God, they barely got an opportunity to run with the tag belts. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So what do you have to talk about today, Josh?
Well, I do have today on Wrestling History, but also, didn't you say you found something from PCO?
Let's talk about PCO. My good friend Carl. Let's talk. I sent him a text message, and his response was, "Don't worry, it will be told soon." Right? That was the day after the GCW incident, right?
Yeah.
So today, as I was sitting at work, I logged on to, usually I watch Sean Ross Sapp when he does his interview. So today on Fightful, Sean Ross Sapp was talking to PCO. So PCO opened up. He said, "Hey, this is a courtesy of Jeremy Lambert and Colin Tesser. I hope I said you right. Colin Tesserer and Jerry Lambert, along with Sean Ross Sapp. So courtesy of Fightful. PCO cut a promo on TNA and he said TCO cut a promo on TNA and smashed the TNA Digital Media Championship at the People vs. GCW. That was back on January 19th. Fightful reported that PCO's TNA contract expired at the end of 2024, and he was set to finish up with the company's tapings in San Antonio the week after the People vs. GCW. PCO offers some insight into the actions on several posts on Twitter. He also removed those. He's also been removed from the TNA roster page. So look, let me paint the picture for you. Sean Ross Sapp does his thing. I'm hero of the people you know. He introduces PCO, and PCO. Look, ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying in the business: when you come with the receipts. PCO had the receipts. He opened up was reading his notes. Basically, PCO was very upset with TNA's new management. This is what he says. In an interview with Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp, PCO was asked to discuss what led up to the moment where he just smashed the TNA Digital Media Championship. He said, "Of course, I'm very upset in TNA's new management, but I have to take full responsibility because I should have seen the red flags before, and I should have asked to get off my contract and asked for my release. I felt like I was in my comfort zone a little bit because this TNA roster is the best dressing room I was a part of. No backstabbing, no crazy pranks, such a nice locker room. The production team, their production is skating on thin ice. They do miracles with little. I liked them a lot. Creative-wise, the creative team, I got along good with everybody in 2024. I had the most wins on pay-per-view with Jordan Grace and Moose with 9 wins. This sounds crazy thinking that now I'm talking to you without a contract with TNA. That's out of the ordinary, PCO said. So PCO basically he highlighted TNA's Slammiversary 2024, where he recalled his actions at the People vs. GCW. He stated that he sold out the biggest houses that TNA had in the past several years. PCO also noted that he wasn't counting TNA Genesis 2025 because of their partnership with the WWE. So basically, Genesis 2025 was like their biggest show in the company history, but because they were partnered with WWE. He goes, he says this. I go back to Slammiversary because I was trying to cut a promo after I smashed the belt with the sledgehammer, and they were trying to take the mic away from me. I said I sold out the biggest house in TNA history. I want to say Anthem history Anthem history. Since Hulk Hogan in 2012, that was the biggest house. Now, if you say TNA has the biggest house in Dallas, which I don't think it was, it's been announced as a partnership for the WWE. So from now on, all the houses that grow bigger, it's WWE. It's not TNA anymore. It's been announced that they have a deal for 3 years. PCO continued to explain how he was fighting with TNA's new management and thought he could be potentially drawing a house of 4,000 fans for TNA's Slammiversary. He claimed that management will come up with an excuse after excuse. PCO said that he promised them the show would be a sellout, but they didn't. They continued to disagree with the situation. He says, I go back to Slammiversary, and every day I'm fighting with new management. I'm going from 2,000 people to 4,000 people. I cannot understand. The building costs the same. The security costs the same. The talent, flight, hotels, you can only increase your revenue. Why aren't we going to 4,000 fans? So basically, I guess what he's saying is, I was telling them that we can draw 4,000 fans, but they weren't believing him. He's saying that all the stuff they've been doing, they can draw this 4,000 fans, but apparently they were like, they weren't believing him. So I totally get that. He says they will come up with all kinds of excuses. Usually when we get a great start, it flattens out. Usually this, usually that. When wrestlers promise to sell out, they always do, but they never do. They always promise but never come across with the results. Before Slammiversary, when we booked the arena and the date, I was in the office. I promised them. I shook their hands and gave them my word. It was going to be a sellout. After the first day tickets were on sale, we had over 800 tickets sold. I said, we'll see how it keeps going. It keeps going. When the timing was right, I felt saying that we're going 4,000 people to a full arena. Remember, his English is really labor because he speaks French.
Yeah.
I had to fight for Sunday to top selling. I had to fight for Sunday on top of selling out Saturday. It's hard to read, I'm telling you. It was always a fight. When we get more tickets sold on Sunday, then we're going to open up. By the time you open up, you lose the buzz because there's the timing for everything. The timing was right, not because I told them the timing was right, but I was hearing during every TV show. I was here during every TV show, every radio show, and taking the pulse of how the people felt. I knew that was the right timing to say that. We're going for a house. That was going to create an extra excitement. They might have waited another 3 weeks after I was telling them to go for a house because they were worried about Sunday. So PCO is saying, he went on to say he sold out buildings in Montreal. The games are, just a lot of stuff about how he was trying to help TNA go further. And basically what it boils down to is TNA had a deal with him. They had a handshake agreement. And I guess TNA went back on the handshake agreement. He says this is where PCO went on to discuss how he spoke with management about his contract for 2025 at the company's Fayetteville show. That was back in November.
Yeah.
He was told that the company would re-sign him. He said that he would be happy with the same salary and conditions with an addition of better seats on the flight due to inflation. So basically, I'll keep the same gimmick. You can keep paying me the same thing. Just make sure I get better seats on the flights. He stated that the company agreed to the terms, but after he had to miss TNA Turning Point and WrestleCade, he was told that they would discuss his contract at TNA's final resolution. PCO said that he was told the company will not be giving him the deal they discussed in Fayetteville. So PCO's pissed. He's like, You guys told me you're going to give me this, and then you said you're not going to give it to me. What the hell, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, he says that TNA changed the deal. They shook hands on it. Then he said he didn't think that they would. He said that they told him he did not think he could accept the new deal. However, he told them that he would think about it if they helped him with papers, which they had to be signed by the company. PCO said that TNA told him they would, and they agreed to an extension so he could drop the TNA Digital Media Championship after the San Antonio show. He said they shook hands again, and TNA promised that they would do as he asked. And then they changed it. But basically what he's saying is TNA fucked him on his contract.
Oh, boy.
And he was done. So he said, and this is funny because when he said this, it made me laugh. He said he broke the belt up. He said it brings him back to 2020 when he had staph infection in Florida. They never paid a dime for his medical bill. He spent 4 days in the hospital with staph infection.
Oh,
and him and Eddie Owens had to fight out in the Nevada desert. They were fighting on rocks and shit. And he likes to take these crazy bumps.
Yeah.
He loves taking these crazy bumps. PCO, bro, I love you to death. Crazy bumps, stop doing them.
He's like the older version of Darby Allin in a way.
Bro, I hope Darby gets to be as old as PCO.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he talks about how Robert Evans left for AEW, how Jimmy Jacobs left for AEW, how a lot of people are leaving TNA for other companies because of the backstage. When he was asked, "Hey, have you heard anything from TNA at all after breaking the belt?" He said that he had a conversation with Tommy Dreamer on December 27th. He stated that he texted the vice president an idea, and they said that they would talk about it the following week, but no one got back to PCO. He still hasn't heard anything from TNA about anything at the San Antonio tapings ahead of the People versus GCW. So, what I thought was funny was how he was saying after he broke the belt, the same night, they gave the TNA Digital Media Championship to Steph DeLander as she won the title in the divorce settlement,
which I thought was kind of funny, and I liked.
But he was like, I broke the belt up, and then the next thing you know, they got the belt like right away. But that's interesting how they just had a brand new belt made, because a lot of people on the internet are saying that the belt he broke was a replica belt, no, it was the actual TNA title. But yeah, man, wrestling is crazy.
Either way, that belt was strong, though. That belt was really strong. Yeah. If it survived that much hits from a sledgehammer, I want to know who makes their belts.
Yeah, he did a lot. He beat the shit out of that
belt. I love PCO. I love
him. Man, PCO is cool, dude, man. If you ever ladies and gentlemen, if you ever have a chance to go watch a PCO match or just to listen to him on a podcast, you can check out one of our podcasts. You just type in Roundtable Pro Wrestling Podcast PCO. It'll come up with the PCO interview. Before we go, I want to talk about something that we don't talk about a lot on here on the channel. Lucha Libre. Okay.
I love Lucha Libre.
I come from Lucha Libre. I was trained by Rey Mysterio, Mondo Guerrero, Billy Anderson, guys like that. So let's talk about Master Public. This is courtesy of Mike Johnson from PW Insider. Master Public presenting a live Lucha Libre event in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta.
Oh,
Lucha down south, baby. Let's go. Master Public and UTA Mask Mania. Authentic Lucha Libre Mexican Arena experience heads to Atlanta and Charlotte this May. The battle between Lucha legend LA Park, formerly known as La Parca, LA Park, and Dr. Wagner Jr. has sold out Mexico City's Arena, Mexico on multiple occasions. Now Lucha Libre's most famous rivalry reaches a new generation over the Cinco de Mayo weekend. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
The superstars will be teaming with their sons.
Oh.
And the Guerrero Familia, which means family war.
Mm-hmm.
At the Gas South Arena outside of Atlanta, and a place where AEW does their shows, Bojangles Coliseum in Charlotte, North Carolina. So January 28, 2025, San Diego, California, Master Public, the industry leader in expanding Lucha Libre beyond the borders of Mexico and UTA, leading global talent entertainment, sports, and adversary company, along with Outback Presents, the leading independent full-service promoter, a live event in North America, have teamed together to bring two huge Lucha Libre arena experiences to the United States over the Cinco de Mayo weekend. Headlined by the greatest and most popular luchadors of all time, LA Park, the original La Parca from WCW,
That's
and
awesome.
Dr. Wagner Jr. The legendary rivalry is sold out Mexico City, like I said before. So we're going to have matches over the star-studded weekend of Cinco de Mayo, which is DeMott's birthday, by the way.
Mhm.
We're going to have LA Park teaming with Hijo del LA Park in Georgia and LA Park Jr. in Charlotte to battle legendary Dr. Wagner Jr., Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., who recently became the first Mexican wrestler to ever win the Japanese prestigious GHC Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. Fans in Georgia and North Carolina will remember LA Park when he had his run as the chairman of WCW, La Parca. I loved it. I
was him for Halloween the last year.
You were. Plus legendary, the legendary, oh God, I cannot say the name. Payaso de Clown.
Yeah.
No. Psychopita.
Is that
Psychopita del Ring? They mean Psycho Clowns of Mexico. They're from Lucha Libre AAA.
Mm-hmm.
They're 9-time champions, including Lucha Libre Trios title, Latin American Championship. We got Juventud Guerrera, who's a AAA, WCW, and WWE star with 29 title reigns between him. Many luchadores as Mascarita Divina.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 5-time, and Luchadores Gabriela, who's a 5-time champion, including AAA's Reina's champion. That means the women's champion.
Mm-hmm.
We got the King of Strange, Aziz, who's a 9-time champion, including AAA Mexico's mixed tag team champions and tag team title champion. We got a lot of other luchadors on the show. That's just going to be pretty good. Tickets going on sale to the public Friday, January 31st. Pre-sale for VIP tickets start January 29th. Tickets to both events available exclusively through Ticketmaster. So you can go to Ticketmaster where you can find those events. It's going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I love the show.
Yeah, same.
Kevin Kleinrock, my dude, Party Master Republic. So now that we're done with all the wrestling news, Josh, what happened today in wrestling history?
Well, today on wrestling history, there is no WCW.
Thank God.
But there is a lot of WWF and WWE. But I feel like this one's a little bit more important that we should talk about. 1999 on Sunday Night Heat, Halftime Heat.
Oh, man. Is this the empty arena match?
Between The Rock and Mick Foley. Yeah.
I knew it. My God.
It was during the NFL Super Bowl on USA Network, the program. Okay. The fact that they did something like this, and I feel like they should do more stuff like this. I want them to do more stuff like this for like halftime heat. I would love to see another one. But the fact it was a championship title match and in a empty arena again, Mankind facing current WWF champion The Rock in an empty arena, and the match.
This was Tracksuit Rock, by the way.
Yes, it was a taped match earlier in the day in Arizona.
It was horrible. Those chair shots, those unprotected chair shots.
And they had the Royal Rumble. Oh, jeez.
I'm surprised Mick Foley is still around, knock on wood.
And now he's trying to get back in the ring again?
I hope not. Mick Foley, please stay out of the ring.
Yeah.
Live your legacy, man. Outside the ring.
Also, before you also go, I found the new cover of 2K25, the Bloodline edition. I think it's great.
Yeah, the Bloodline edition is great.
I mean, it's a beautiful cover, isn't it?
It's a learning tree. Josh always pulls this prank shit here, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes I feel like he works for AEW, and sometimes I feel like his favorite person in the world is Tony. Yeah. Bye, ladies and gentlemen.